Most people think divorce is the end of their love life. The truth? It's a reset button, if you use it wisely. After divorce, dating isn't about jumping back into the game blindly. It's about learning how to play smarter. Women notice everything: your confidence, your wounds, your boundaries, even the way you carry yourself after heartbreak. And psychology shows that post-divorce dating comes with its own hidden rules that separate the strong from the desperate. If you ignore them, you'll repeat the same cycle all over again. But if you master them, you'll step into dating with clarity, strength, and a magnetic energy that women instantly respect. This isn't about tricks, it's about mindset, about healing, leading, and showing you've leveled up from your past. So today, let's break down the 7 rules of dating after divorce and how female psychology responds to each one. Rule 1: heal before you deal. One of the biggest mistakes men make after divorce is jumping straight into dating as if finding someone new will erase the pain of the past. It doesn't. It only buries it, and buried wounds always resurface. Female psychology is sharp. Women can sense unresolved pain and bitterness even if you think you're hiding it. When you carry anger toward your ex, when you speak negatively about your past, or when you use a new relationship as a distraction, it shows. And nothing turns a woman off faster than a man who hasn't dealt with his baggage. Healing doesn't mean forgetting, it means processing. Take time to sit with yourself, reflect on what went wrong, and own your part in it. This isn't about blaming yourself for everything, but about recognizing the lessons. Maybe you ignored red flags. Maybe you lost yourself in the relationship. Maybe you compromised too much or too little. Whatever it is, clarity is power. The more self-awareness you gain, the stronger you become. And here's the secret. When a woman meets a man who has truly healed, she feels it. He's calmer, more grounded, and less reactive. He doesn't speak with bitterness about his past, he speaks with wisdom. He doesn't chase love out of loneliness, he chooses it from a place of abundance. That's magnetic, because women are naturally drawn to emotional stability. It signals safety, leadership, and maturity. So, before you even think about dating again, focus on you. Work on your health, rebuild your social life, dive into your goals, and most importantly, rediscover your identity outside of being someone's husband. Heal before you deal, because the man who walks into a new relationship with a healed heart is 10 times more attractive than the one carrying scars he refuses to acknowledge. Women don't want to fix you. They want to feel inspired by you. Rule 2. Define what you want. After divorce, most men fall into one of 2 traps. Either they rush into another serious relationship without thinking, or they drift into casual dating without direction. Both are dangerous because they set you up for confusion, heartbreak, and wasted time. Here's the truth. Women can instantly feel when a man doesn't know what he wants. Uncertainty shows in your words, your actions, and even the way you treat her. And when you don't have clarity, you open the door for her to lead the situation, which often leaves you stuck in dynamics you never intended to be in. Female psychology thrives on structure. A woman feels most secure and most attracted to a man who knows himself. If you approach dating after divorce without a clear vision, you risk repeating the same mistakes from your marriage. Do you want a long-term partner? Do you just want to explore and rebuild your confidence? Are you looking for casual companionship while you focus on your personal growth? There's no wrong answer, but there is danger in having no answer at all. When a man is clear on his intentions, everything about him becomes more attractive. He speaks with confidence, he sets boundaries with ease, and he doesn't tolerate games because he knows where he's headed. Women respect that energy because it communicates leadership and direction. On the other hand, if you're vague and indecisive, she will either take control or lose interest completely. Defining what you want also protects you. If you're not ready for commitment, say it. If you're looking for something serious, own it. Honesty is powerful because it filters out the wrong women quickly and saves you months of wasted effort. The wrong woman will disappear when you're honest, but the right one will lean in closer because clarity is rare and refreshing. Remember this: Divorce gives you a second chance to rewrite your love story. Don't stumble into it blindly. Decide what you want, speak it clearly, and stand on it. That alone makes you stand out in a world full of confused, indecisive men. Women don't just want a man, they want a man with direction. Rule 3. Set boundaries. Early. One of the hardest lessons divorce teaches is what happens when you let your boundaries slip. Maybe in your marriage you allowed disrespect to slide. Maybe you gave too much without getting the same energy back. Or maybe you lost yourself trying to keep the peace. The reality is this: women test boundaries, sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously. It's not manipulation, it's psychology. Female psychology looks for strength in a man, and boundaries are the clearest display of that strength. When you don't have them, you appear weak. When you do, you earn respect. Boundaries are not about being controlling or rigid. They're about protecting your values, your time, and your peace. After divorce, you should be more protective of those things than ever. That means if she cancels plans last minute without respect, you address it. If she tries to push you into moving faster than you're comfortable with, you slow it down. If she disrespects you with words or actions, you walk away. It's not about starting conflict, it's about showing that you value yourself enough not to tolerate nonsense. Women notice this instantly. A man with weak boundaries is easily manipulated, taken for granted, and eventually discarded. A man with strong, calm boundaries is magnetic because he communicates something deeper. I respect myself. And the truth is, no woman will ever respect you more than you respect yourself. The beauty of boundaries is that they filter people. The wrong women will push against them and disappear when they can't break you. The right women will lean into them because they feel safe knowing you can lead, protect, and stand firm. Female psychology responds with attraction even if she doesn't consciously realize why. So don't be afraid to draw the line. Don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to walk away. Boundaries aren't walls to keep love out. They're gates that protect your value and only allow in what deserves to stay. After divorce, you've already seen the cost of ignoring them. This time, set them early, enforce them calmly, and watch how respect and attraction follows naturally. Rule 4. Take it slow. Divorce leaves a void, and for many men, the instinct is to fill that emptiness as quickly as possible. You meet someone new, the chemistry feels good, and suddenly you're tempted to dive headfirst into another serious relationship. But here's the harsh truth. Rushing into love after divorce is one of the fastest ways to repeat the same mistakes. Female psychology can sense desperation, and nothing kills attraction faster than a man who is sprinting toward commitment without balance or patience. Taking it slow doesn't mean playing games, it means being intentional. Instead of rushing into labels, practice observing. Watch her patterns, not just her words. Pay attention to how she handles stress, how she treats people when she doesn't need to impress, how she reacts when you set boundaries. You can't learn these things in a few weeks, and you definitely can't see them if you're blinded by the excitement of new attention. Time reveals truths that charm tries to cover. Women are naturally more cautious than men when it comes to relationships, and psychology proves that attraction grows deeper when there's space for mystery and progression. If you move too fast, you rob both of you of that natural buildup of desire and respect. Taking it slow allows her to lean in, invest emotionally, and show her true colors. More importantly, it allows you to lead from a position of strength rather than loneliness. Rushing is rooted in fear. Fear of being alone, fear of losing her, fear of missing out. Patience is rooted in confidence, the belief that you are valuable enough not to settle for anything less than the right fit. When you take things slowly, you communicate confidence without saying a word, and women pick up on that energy instantly. So don't try to rebuild your life overnight. Date with curiosity, not urgency. Let attraction unfold. Let connection deepen. And allow time to expose whether she's truly aligned with your vision. After divorce, speed is the enemy of wisdom. Take it slow because the right woman won't mind waiting for a man who knows his worth. Rule 5. Don't compare to your ex. One of the biggest mistakes divorced men make when re-entering the dating world is dragging their ex into every new connection. Sometimes it's obvious. You bring her up in conversation, complain about what she did, or highlight how different this new woman is. Other times it's subtle. You hold back affection because you don't want to repeat mistakes, or you secretly test the new woman against the standards your ex created. Either way, comparisons poison attraction. Female psychology picks up on this immediately. A woman can feel when she's being measured against a ghost from your past, and it makes her feel like she's living in someone else's shadow. The truth is, your ex is a chapter that's already written. Good or bad, that book is closed. When you constantly compare, you show that you're still mentally and emotionally tied to her. And here's what most men don't realize. Resentment is just another form of attachment. If you keep bringing her up, you haven't really moved on. That makes you less attractive because women crave presence. They want to feel like they're experiencing something new with you, not playing the role of your ex's replacement. Psychology shows that people are drawn to those who make them feel unique and valued. When you stop comparing and start appreciating a woman for who she truly is, you create a safe emotional space where attraction can flourish. Instead of saying, "My ex never did this," you focus on, "I like how you..." That simple shift shows maturity and confidence. Remember, comparing is also dangerous for you. It blinds you from seeing red flags or good qualities clearly. You might dismiss someone amazing just because she doesn't act like your ex, or you might ignore flaws because she's better than before. Both are traps. The mindset shift is simple. Your past marriage was a lesson, not a measuring stick. Take the wisdom, leave the baggage. Enter every new connection with fresh eyes. Women respect a man who has moved on and is fully present. Drop the comparisons, because the more you let go of the past, the more magnetic you become in the present. Rule 6. Red flags matter. More now. Before divorce, you might have ignored certain warning signs in a woman because you thought love would change her, or because you believed compromise meant tolerating behaviors that didn't sit right with you. But after divorce, you no longer have the luxury of ignoring reality. The price of overlooking red flags is one you've already paid, and this time, it's non-negotiable. Female psychology is complex, and attraction can make you blind, but your responsibility now is to see clearly. Red flags aren't always obvious. Sometimes they're small: disrespectful jokes at your expense, constant phone distractions during conversations, or a lack of accountability when she makes mistakes. Other times they're bigger: emotional instability, dishonesty, jealousy, or manipulation. The problem is that men who rush into dating after divorce often let chemistry override logic. They think, "She's attractive, she makes me feel good, maybe it's nothing." But psychology proves that small behaviors at the start often grow into major issues later. What you excuse in the beginning becomes the very thing you resent in the end. Women unconsciously test men to see how much they will tolerate. If you allow red flags to slide, you communicate weakness. If you calmly address them or walk away, you communicate strength. And strength is what women respect. They may not admit it, but when you enforce your standards, it creates attraction because it shows you won't compromise your value for validation. The beauty of being divorced is that you now have experience. You've lived through what happens when red flags go unchecked. That experience is your armor. Don't waste it. Instead, use it as a filter. The right woman won't resent your standards. She'll respect them. Here's the truth. Ignoring red flags is a form of self-betrayal. When you betray yourself, you lose both respect and attraction. When you honor your standards, you not only protect yourself, you become more magnetic because women sense that you value yourself too much to settle. After divorce, your rule must be simple. Red flags are not negotiable. See them, believe them, and act on them, every time. Rule 7. Enjoy the journey. Divorce can make you feel like dating is a battlefield, where every move has to be strategic, every word calculated, every connection tested against your past wounds. But here's the truth: if you carry that heaviness into every date, you'll drain the joy out of the process. Female psychology picks up on energy faster than words, and women can feel when a man is tense, guarded, or overly serious. Attraction thrives in lightness, in presence, in the ability to enjoy the moment. That's why one of the most powerful rules after divorce is this: learn to enjoy the journey. Instead of obsessing over whether she's the one, focus on experiencing her as a human being. Laugh, be curious, ask questions, share your perspective. Appreciate the interaction for what it is, rather than forcing it into what you want it to be. When you treat dating as a journey instead of a destination, you remove pressure from yourself and from her. And pressure is one of the fastest ways to kill attraction. Women are drawn to men who radiate ease and confidence. When you can enjoy her company without needing her validation, you signal abundance. It tells her, I'm good on my own, but I choose to share my time with you. That mindset is magnetic because it flips the script. She now feels lucky to be in your presence instead of the other way around. Enjoying the journey also means being open to lessons. Not every date has to lead to a relationship. Some will reveal what you don't want, some will help you sharpen your standards, and some will simply be fun experiences. Each interaction adds to your growth. Remember, divorce didn't end your story, it gave you a new chapter. Approach dating with curiosity, not fear, with lightness, not baggage, with presence, not desperation. When you relax, laugh, and genuinely enjoy the process, women feel it. And that energy alone separates you from the majority of men who date with bitterness or neediness. So, let go of the outcome, enjoy the ride, and watch how attraction unfolds naturally. Dating after divorce isn't about proving you can still attract women, it's about proving to yourself that you've grown. Every rule we've talked about: healing before you deal, defining what you want, setting boundaries, taking it slow, dropping comparisons, respecting red flags, and enjoying the journey, comes down to one thing: self-respect. Female psychology responds to strength, clarity, and confidence, but it also detects weakness, confusion, and desperation instantly. The truth is, divorce gave you a gift most men never get: experience. You know what happens when you ignore yourself, when you compromise too much, when you settle. This time, you don't have to repeat those mistakes. Women will come and go, but the man you build after divorce is the one who stays. Lead with wisdom, not wounds. Choose with standards, not loneliness. Show up with presence, not pressure. If you do that, dating after divorce won't just bring you a partner, it will bring you respect, growth, and a second chance at love that feels lighter, stronger, and real. Remember, you are not starting over, you are starting wiser.